Imagine your office is at 75,000 feet, on the silent, black edge of space. For the crew of the SR-71 Blackbird, the fastest air-breathing jet ever built, this was just another day at work. But on a routine spy mission over the Baltic Sea, that silence was broken when one of the engines failed catastrophically. Suddenly, the pride of American aviation was a crippled giant, losing altitude and drifting helplessly toward the heart of Soviet-controlled airspace. The Soviets knew they were in trouble. What they didn't know was that help was on its way from the last people you'd expect. It was June 29, 1987, and U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonels Dwayne Knoll and Tom Veltri were flying a mission known as the Baltic Express. This was a regular reconnaissance flight along the Soviet coastline, a high-stakes intelligence run in one of the most heavily surveilled corridors of the Cold War. Their jet SR-71 tail number 617964 was a ghost, its incredible speed and altitude making it virtually untouchable. Then, things went wrong. The right engine experienced a major failure, and the jet's invulnerability vanished in an instant. Fighting for control, Knoll and Veltri banked hard to the left, turning away from Soviet territory and aiming for neutral Sweden. They plunged from the stratosphere, and by the time they hit 25,000 feet, they had crossed into Swedish airspace. No longer a phantom on the radar, they were now flying low and slow, a tangible, tempting target for any Soviet interceptors scrambling to meet them. Down below, Swedish air defense controllers were watching it all unfold. An unidentified aircraft was in their airspace and behaving erratically. Two Saab-37 vegan fighters, already in the air for a routine exercise, were ordered to intercept and see who it was. Majors Roger Mahler and Krista Scheisberg were the first to reach the intruder. Closing to within just 100 feet, they saw the legendary American spy plane, badly damaged and flying on a single engine. For 5 tense minutes, they shadowed the Blackbird, reporting its condition. They quickly realized this wasn't an interception, it was a rescue. Mahler and Scheisberg, along with their commanders, made a bold decision. Instead of forcing the plane out, they would protect it. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment choice. For years, Swedish vegan pilots had practiced for a moment just like this. They had developed a unique head-on intercept tactic that gave them a brief window to get a radar lock on the Mach 3 jet. A trick few, if any, other air forces had mastered. What was once a training exercise against a potential adversary was now being used to save one. As the first pair of Vigans started running low on fuel, a second pair, flown by Colonel Lars-Erik Blad and Lieutenant Bo Ignell, was scrambled to take over. They formed a protective shield around the crippled Blackbird as it limped back into international waters. It was a clear message to any watching Soviet fighters: this plane is with us. Attacking the SR-71 now meant risking a fight with Sweden's well-respected neutral air force. For the American crew, the Swedish jets were a welcome sight. We did not know who would find us first, Reconnaissance Systems Officer Tom Veltri later recalled. Seeing the Swedish plane escorting us was a pure liberation. He was certain their presence kept Soviet interceptors from getting any closer. The Vigans stayed with the Blackbird all the way to Danish airspace, where American F-15s took over the escort. After a harrowing descent, the SR-71 finally landed safely at a NATO base in West Germany. You'd think a story this incredible would make headlines, right? Wrong. The events of that day were immediately classified, becoming a hidden chapter of the Cold War. For over 30 years, the story of the Swedish rescue remained a secret. Finally, on November 28, 2018, the United States officially recognized the pilot's bravery. In a ceremony in Stockholm, Lars-Erik Blad, Roger Mahler, Krista Scheisberg, and Bo Ignell were awarded the U.S. Air Medal. U.S. Air Force Major General John Williams praised their actions, saying their decision proved America could count on its Swedish partners in times of great peril. The day the untouchable spy plane fell from the sky, it wasn't an official ally that saved it, but the courage and professionalism of pilots who, just moments before, had been training to hunt it.